Welcome to day 2 of Pulling Up with your kitty, where we are learning how to walk in confidence, release any trauma or negative thoughts that have been holding us down, not bringing us up. And that's what we want. We want to pull our kitty up, shoulders are back, and we're proud of who we are, and we're releasing all the negative thoughts, the drama, the anger, the pity, the lack of self-respect that we may have for ourselves for the things that we have accepted in our life in the past. We have accepted a lot, and a lot of the times we blame ourselves for that. So that blame that you're holding on to and that shame that you have for accepting things that you know you're worth more, and God knows that you are worth more. Let's do that. Day 1 was all about standing and understanding how our body feels against the floor, against the ground. We are laying today. All day we're laying today. So go ahead and grab a mat and let's start together on the mat, sitting down on the floor. So I went to church today, and of course, since it's the month of love, the sermon today was about forgiveness, and it, right in the heart, baby, right in the heart. And it was saying how one thing that I struggled with the most was forgiveness does not equal trust. Let's get into a child's pose while we talk about this. So I'm gonna have my toes out to the side for this child's pose rather than under me. So flip them out to the side, knees out are wide, and this hurts a lot more than a regular child's pose. So if you can't go far, don't be upset about that. You're really not supposed to, unless you have amazing hips. The reason why you're here is because you probably don't. So let's bring our elbows to the floor and just kind of rocking side to side to open up the hips. You want to be in line from your hips to your knees rather than sitting back. You will feel it a lot more in this line. So keeping your weight more in your arms and rocking side to side. So when I was in church today, they were saying how forgiveness does not equal trust, and that was the issue I had. I felt like in order to forgive my partner, and any partner or a parent, like forgive my mom, forgive my dad, I had to trust them. Now it's a little different with parents because you are raised to believe that you need to trust them, and with a partner, it's a little more like, you betrayed me. It was a betrayal, and you lost my trust, and now you have to earn it back or else I can't forgive you. It's like this thing that you have where it's like, I will exchange you the trust again and the forgiveness if you prove it to me. And God teaches us that, I'm still rocking side to side, and really you're just trying to hold this for a little bit longer. God teaches us that they will never be able to do that. There could be a million roses and trips and houses that they buy you, but they cannot regain the trust unless you give it to God. And God is the only one you can give that debt to. It's debt that you're telling them. That betrayal, $1 billion. Give that $1 billion, transfer it to God. Transfer it to Him. And let Him do with their life what He's meant to, and with your life what He's meant to do, what's meant to happen. And that's really hard for someone that's like, no, I want to see them pay. I want to see what happens. Tuck your toes under, bring the knees under, and then let's actually get into a child's pose. So today's all about forgiveness. Giving up. Forgive. Break down the word. Forgive. It's for you. And give it to God. Give it to Him. It is entirely in His hands. We think that we have to do this all on our own, and it's not meant to be this way. It's not. It's time to release that need to control. And you don't have to forgive whoever's in your life now or tomorrow, but start to really forgive yourself first. And if you can forgive yourself, it starts to make it a little easier to forgive other people. Because then you see yourself as human, and we are not perfect. As much as we're so cute and beautiful, We are not perfect. So let's start to get into a laying position. And before you do that, start on your tush. Lengthen your legs away from you. Point the toes, flex the toes towards your face. Your arms are reaching forward, and as slow as you can, as you squeeze your thighs into each other, you are going as slow, 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 rounding the lower back and land it on the floor. So let's start with our feet on the floor. And we're gonna keep this idea of forgiveness and releasing control. You may not be ready to release and forgive, but maybe you can release control today. So let's keep that in mind. So head is on the floor, and we're gonna start with this arching and thrust motion. So I have my period today actually, and this is great that the whole series today is on the floor because I didn't want to do anything, but here we are. So feet are pressing hard into the floor, shoulder blades are squeezing back behind you, and then your palms and the back of your arms, your triceps, are pressing really hard into the floor. So you're building this friction from the feet to the hands, the back of your arms and your shoulders. Those are all being super glued to the floor. Now I'm gonna move this arm away just so you could see, but you're gonna arch your back, tilt your tailbone to the floor. That's your inhale. Exhale. Take that space away by then tilting your pelvis to the ceiling, almost like you wanna take it to your face. And then now rock it out, inhale. Exhale, belly button to the floor. So if I'm keeping my arms next to me, it looks like this. Feet are pressing hard, hands are pressing hard. Inhale, exhale. And notice how long that breath is. Inhaling, arch. Exhaling the whole way out. So you're doing this at your breath. The longest inhale you can take. Be selfish with all the air up in the room, and then exhale. Take it from the pit of your stomach out of your mouth. Make an O with your lips to let the air come out of your mouth. And inhale, arch. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale everything out of your mouth and pressing, pressing, pressing. Can you get a little more air out? That last bit, and then big inhale through your nose, you arch. And exhale everything out. The belly button is to the floor, the lower back is pressing hard into the floor. Hands and feet are still pressing, and shoulders are still pressing back behind you. Now, in about 10 seconds, we're gonna speed up this breath. The movement and the breath happen fast as you can. In 3, 2, 1, go. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, slow it down. You're back to your slow, big inhale, arch. Exhale. Take it out. Inhale. Exhale. You feel your stomach expand and get big. And then every trickle, little breath of breath that you have left in you, take it out. Good. Take your right knee into your chest, hold it in, and now take your left leg straight to the floor, flex the toes towards your face. Shoulders are squeezing back behind you, and you're really pulling that knee into your chest. You're holding for 3, 2, 1. Keep the knee exactly where it is. Just drop the hands to the side body again where you had them before. Now take your knee and bring it out to the right side of the room, and keeping that 90-degree angle with your leg. And you're gonna keep just going back and forth, bringing it all the way to the right and then back in line with your hip. As this right leg is moving, your left leg is super glued. Your thigh, your glute, your calf is pressing hard into the floor with your toes flexed towards your face. And here we're just opening up that hip a little bit more, creating some more fluidity in the hip, opening it up so I can say hello to the ceiling. And then now let's take that heel up to the ceiling. You have a straight leg. We were here yesterday, and point the toes to the ceiling. Can you make a big circle in line with your hip, and then bring it all the way around, scoop under, lift up overhead. Now that left leg is really active still. It's pressing hard. And if it helps you, press your left hip with your hand so that way you keep reminding your leg that it needs to stay down. It's your anchor to the floor as your right leg is moving. Shoulder blades squeezing. Can you keep the lower back pressing into the floor? And getting nice and long with the leg. Remember, you still kind of feel like there's someone in front of you. Like we said yesterday, pulling your leg away from you as you go. So you want to keep a very long and straight leg. And now we have 2 more before we switch it up. Taking the left leg up, right leg up overhead, and now take your knee back into your chest, hold. Squeezing for 3. I lost my train of thought because someone just walked in. I was like, you don't see me recording? Rude. It's the day of the Lord, I'm not gonna get mad. Okay, holding for 3, 2, 1. Turn your toes out to the right. Now we're gonna press this leg out away from us. Hands go back to the floor. Ready, press. There's a box in front of you. The box weighs 600 pounds. Can you press it away with all your might? Press it, press it, press it, press it, press it. Long leg, pull it back in. So your inhale is on the way in. Exhale, out of your mouth. Inhale, bring it in. Lower back still pressing into the floor. Exhale out. Inhale to come in. Exhale, press. Inhale, come in. Exhale, press. Toes are still pointing out to the right side of the room. You have 3, press. 2, press. Last one, take it slow, 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 slow. You're gonna press it out super slow, slow. As long as you can through your heel, hold it. Bring it up, toes point towards the floor to bring it up. Heels, the heel, singular, presses down as you come down. So it's almost like you're paintbrushing the wall in front of you as you go heel down, toes down to come up. Heel down to come down, toes down to come up. Still trying to keep that left leg active on the floor. Long leg coming down, painting up. Nice strokes onto the ceiling, onto the wall. And you have 3, 2, and 1. Bring it into your chest and hold. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Take your left hand over your right knee, bring it over to the left side of the room. Right arm comes out like an airplane wing and look over your right shoulder. Nice spinal twist here. Now slowly take your right knee back in line with your hip. You're laying fully on the floor. Can you take your left hand up overhead? Reach over. Keep reaching until you roll over and lay. Lengthen. Now your right leg is on the right side of the room and you're lengthening. You should feel a nice stretch on your left side body. You're reaching for 3, 2, 1. Roll yourself back onto the floor. Right knee comes back into the chest. All right, let's switch it all over. Left knee comes into the chest, squeezing tight for 3. Toes are flexed towards your face. 2, 1. Hands come to the floor. Knee is still into your chest. Bring that knee out to the left side of the room. Bring it right back to center. Left side of the room. Bring it back to center. So we're thinking of this control that we have in life. Like, you try to control how everything looks in your day, your schedule. You try to control what people do, like you expect them to act a certain way. I know I'm guilty of that. I'm like, why would you do that? You know better. But that control is eating up everything that is about life, that God is trying to teach you. I used to be upset, like, why were we created in sin? What was the purpose of that? Bring the knee back into your chest, squeeze tight, holding for 3, 2, 1. We're gonna push that box away. Actually, let's do our circles. Bring your leg up straight. Oh, my hammies are tight. Point your toes to the ceiling and then make your big circles all the way around. Hand goes to your right hip to press it down. Right leg is active and slowly make your circles around. at your pace. So I used to be very upset that we were created in sin, but that is really what life is all about. I think it's a gift where we were created in sin and we naturally aren't God. Like, we mess up, and the whole point is to learn life. This whole thing of life is to learn how to be closer to God. And how do we do that? Is by seeking Him and knowing His love, and knowing how no matter how much we mess up, that God is our Savior, and that we weren't meant to be here to be perfect, but to learn. And through our lessons, we get closer to our purpose. And through our lessons, we learn how to release the control, because it's never going to go in our plan. It's never going to be how we expect it. And that's the beauty of life. It's annoying because I want it my way, but fine, if you say so, God. Bring your knee into your chest, squeeze tight. Now we're gonna press that heel away from you. 600-pound box. Remember it, it's over there. You gotta push it. And it's an explosive box. It's gonna blow up. Get it away from you. Push, 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 push. And slowly, with that same intention, bring it back in. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, push, 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 push it out. And slowly coming right back in. Inhale to come back in. And then slowly, slowly, slowly bring it out. We have 4 more before we switch it up. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, push, 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 push. And 2 more. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, push. This is your last one. You're gonna go as slow as you possibly can. Inhaling, inhaling, inhaling. Oh, and now take it all the way out with control, with control, with control. Bring your knee into your chest and hold it tight. Bring that knee up. Straighten the leg. We're gonna paintbrush. So heel points towards the floor as you go down, and then toes point towards the floor as you raise up. And then keep switching. Heel, and then toe, coming back up. Heel it, and toe. You have the longest leg in the world right now, and you're also pressing that right hip down. Mine wants to lift so bad, but I'm not allowing it to. And you're switching, getting the long leg pointing towards the floor, pointing towards the floor with the heel. You have a beautiful artwork that you're doing on the wall in front of you. Call me Picasso. And you're gonna bring that knee back into your chest in 3, 2, 1. Knee into your chest, squeeze tight. Bring that right knee over to the right side of the room. Have a nice twist. Look over your left shoulder. Oh, that was a good crack. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Now can you take your knee over to the left side of the room. Take your right arm over and reach behind you. And expand. You should feel this now on the right side of your body. And slowly come back to center. Knee back into your chest. Okay, we're gonna switch it over to the right side. Knee into the chest. Finding your lower back onto the floor again, extending that left leg, squeezing. 1 second switch between your left and your right knee. Are you ready? The left leg is hovering off the floor. Your toes are pointing forward to the wall in front of you, and switch. Lower back is pressing with all its might into the floor. Shoulder blades are squeezing back behind you, and you're still thinking you have that box that you're pushing in front of you. So with intention, you're moving the leg forward as you bring the opposite knee into your chest. Exhale every time you bring the knee into the chest. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Whatever knee you landed on, keep it into your chest. Opposite leg raises up to the ceiling. Bring it down in line with your hip, and then switch. up to the ceiling, down to the floor, switch. You keep doing this at your pace, controlling it. Long toes up, long toes down, and switch. Good. Kind of combining two things that we just did at once here, creating a lot of tension in the hips. And we create this tension to realize that although life can get crazy and it feels like we can't take anymore and our cup is overflowing with all the things that we can't control, once we realize that, go ahead, fill up my cup, because then at that point, I can release. I can let go. I can release the control, because no matter how I look at it, upside down, backwards, and around, there's nothing I can do but try my best and give it to God. I can't go back into my past. I can't change a thing, but what I can do is change my perception of myself and of my life. I don't lose value depending on what I go through. I never do. And both knees into the chest. Rock yourself side to side. Can you take your hands from the inside of your knees? Take it to then hold on to your feet. Happy baby, rock yourself side to side. Massaging your lower back. Try to get your knees to press into the floor. And feet back to the floor. Feet are on the floor. Hands are on the side of your body, rolling your shoulders back. Let's do a couple more of those breaths we started with. Arching the back, inhale. Exhale, round. Arching the back, inhale. Exhale, round. Arching the back, inhale. Exhale to round. Arching the back, inhale. Exhale, round. Now, I know I promised that we would be on the floor the whole time. And we are, we're just not laying down. So let's take our arms up overhead. And we're gonna try our best. Take your legs out long. Toes are flexed towards your face. And try our best to get up without using the floor. Ready? Big inhale, arch your back. Exhale. Holding, 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 holding. Slowly getting up. And you reach for your toes. Head drops. Maybe rock your hips side to side. Beautiful. Okay. Now slowly, one vertebrae at a time, we slowly get ourselves back up. And again, toes flex towards your face, reaching, 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 taking your sweet time to then inhale, arch. And can you get up again? Take your time, take your time, take your time, reaching for your toes. And head drops. So this is good for opening up your spine and getting some movement in there. Everything's attached, so this has very much a lot to do with your hips as well. If we have a nice strong lower back and core, it's gonna also support our hips. Inhale, arch. Exhale. The breath always helps you. And hold it here for a little bit longer. Rock your hips side to side. This need to control, man. I'm really learning how to let go. Y'all, I say this to myself because I think I need to have control of everything and I know best. And for my 30 years of living on life, I'm realizing that I don't know best. I know best for me, but God knows best for me more than that. All right, now let's take our legs out. And let's try to straddle out here. And we're gonna do some fluidity here. So take your right arm down towards your right foot. Left arm reaches up over like a rainbow, curling your palm towards the floor. Feeling a nice stretch on your left side body. And then pull your shoulder back a little bit. You'll feel that stretch a little bit more. Take that left hand to come down towards the right foot. Sweep it over to the left side. Right arm comes up, reach over. Pulling that shoulder blade back. And then coming back around, bringing that right arm down towards the floor and switch. Scoop it down towards the floor and switch. Now this kind of goes at your pace now. My whole belly is out. That's why I like these pants to go up towards your belly, because it covers it nice and slowly down. All right, arms up to the side. Can you take your chest towards the floor as you point your toes towards your face? And then take your hands to get long, and then drop your head towards the floor. Your head's really heavy, you got a big old head, right? So let that heavy head take you down towards the floor, and you're gonna feel that stretch in your inner thighs. We did a lot of inner thigh work yesterday, so you might feel this. And this is nice for that, and opening up the hips. Holding, rocking side to side. If you can't get on your elbows, then you're on your hands, but regardless, just let your head get really heavy. For 3, 2, and 1. Slowly. Your head is the last thing to get up. And take your toes behind you. You're in all fours. Okay, so we're gonna start to bring some movement into our hips. We just did a lot of stretching. It's time to move that stuff out, right? So this is what we're here for. Toes are flat onto the floor. We all know this cat-cow motion, right? Arching the back and rounding the back. We did this on the floor. Now, can you add movement to this by taking left hip out, drop the belly to then take it to the right and then round. Left hip out to the side, drop the belly, even like bending your elbows helps you. Take it to the right and then round to come up. It starts to kind of look like this. When you put it all together, it goes left, drop the belly, right, round the back. Left, drop the belly, round, arch. I'm sorry, yes, so left, arch your back, right, round your back. Left, drop the belly, right, round the back. And you keep moving through this and start to add your own flair to it, your own je ne sais quoi, and do the damn thing all the way around. Start to add whatever you need to it. Now, can you take this in the opposite direction? Now I start with my right hip, arch, left, and around. Even start to add some of that rotation into the spine as well. Whew. This feels good. I'm gonna shut up so you can feel good on your own. You're like, Hannah, you're interrupting. I'm like moaning in the mic. Oh yeah, this feels good. All right, we have 3, 2, and 1. Round the back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round away. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round away. Inhale, look up. Exhale. Knees come out to the side. Toes are together, child's pose. Gathering the arms nice and long. And drop your head to the floor. Control. What does that mean to you? How much do you really need to control everything to get the life that you want? How much do you believe that no matter what you do, your best is already promised for you? That's not to say that you're just gonna kick your feet up and just be like, all right, God, show up for me. I'm out of here. I got a Netflix show and some popcorn waiting for me. No. You meet him there. And through every decision, it's always discernment that guides you to your best. Your best is already promised. But you controlling every single detail of how you get there, that's where you lose life. That's where you don't see what the lesson is for what your past is for. And the moment that you release the need to control, because control does not equal trust. We bring it back to the beginning. Forgiveness, control, trust. How do they all work together? Your need to control isn't allowing you to forgive. The moment you release control, you're able to forgive yourself, you're able to forgive others. Trust in God and trust that He has the best already planned for you. And that everything that was given to you, your good and your bad, was for a reason to get you to your best, to get you to your higher self. It is the way it is. That is it. You are meant to be here to learn to get to your highest self. That is the journey of life. And through discernment and through God, that's how you get there. Release the control. Walk your hands towards you to pick up your head. Bring those knees slowly into each other because I know they feel nice and hot, maybe a little stretched out. Turn around. Let's do one more of those slow descending drops to the floor. Taking your time. If you fall, you fall. And arms come out to the side. Legs are out a little wider, releasing any tension you have anywhere in your body. Maybe let your head fall back a little bit to open up your throat. Rocking yourself side to side until you feel like you're laying down in a nice spot that's not hurting anything or pinching anything. Release the control you have over your breath and just let it be. Nice breathing here. And letting your hips lay here in the best pose of today's class, where it starts to be nourished with all the good that you just gave it and releasing all the old stagnant energy that does not serve you anymore. And just release the need to control. It released your desire to know what's going to happen every step of the way because you're scared of what happened in the past and you don't want to repeat it. Trust God. Trust yourself. That if you were to ever be put in a situation like that again, you have guidance, you have discernment, and you know your truth. Trust and release the control. And you're able to forgive a little bit more this way. It's a process. Nice deep inhale through your nose. Day 2 of pulling up with your fine ass kitty. Thank you for coming and laying with me here on the mat. I love you guys a lot. And I thank you for allowing me to do this with you. It is healing so many of us. You are a teacher to me as I am a student to you. Through this journey closer to our higher selves, to God, I hope this is one little step closer to that for you. Don't forget that we are using our journals to journal everything that we felt today. We might feel it, but it's nice to put it into words and something that you can always look back to. Because all of this you just did, don't let it go to waste. Put that in writing, put that ish in writing. it makes it real. So grab your journal, day 2, make your journal entry of how you felt today. How you felt, what you got out of today. And what are you gonna take with you moving forward? And what are you releasing moving forward? I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, suckers. Mwah.